there's been a couple of near misses at the shop lately, and we just want to make sure that at the end of the day, everyone's able to get home. This video will show you, regardless of your skill level, some helpful tips on what to look for in and how to use a jack. First and foremost, when selecting a jack, you want to make sure that the load is correct for whatever you are lifting. This is a 2 1/4 ton jack, which is about 4,500 pounds. What we are lifting here is a 2008 Honda Accord, which is between 3,200 and 3,600 pounds, meaning this jack is more than sufficient to lift the load. When selecting the jack, before you use it, you want to inspect it. You want to make sure there is no leaking oil and that there is no rust on the spring or nothing obviously broken. As with any hazard in the shop, if you see something, say something. No matter how long you will be under the car for, you should always use jack stands. They should always be the same or greater rating than the jack that you have selected. You may think that if you're only going to be under the car for a minute, that you'll save a couple of seconds not putting the jack stands under there. But a couple of seconds saved are no good if it's the last seconds of your life. These go in your jack stand to support the load that you are carrying and should only be placed under the pinch welds used to support the load. Like the jacks, you should make sure that there is no glaring defects or no pieces missing or no weak points in the stand. This is the lever that goes into the jack and is used to lift the jack, pump the hydraulics, and once the hydraulics are fully lifted, to relieve pressure on the jack. Before lifting the car up, you must make absolutely certain of two things. First, that the load you are lifting is on a flat and even surface. And second, that the wheels opposite of the end of the car that you are lifting are secured or chocked. Putting the jack under the car, you want to make sure that the jack is under a point of the subframe specifically made to lift the car up. You do not want the car on a weak piece of subframe, or worse yet, a vital component such as the differential or the bottom of the engine block. Once you have your jack under the jack point, the next thing is to make sure the hydraulics are closed, and then you place the lever into pump and start lifting. Once you've got your car high enough in the air, grab your jack stand and make sure that you can put it under the car. There are several different heights that you can have the jack stand at. We don't have the car too high up off the ground right now because this is about as high as you want it if you want to do work on the wheel or brakes. So take it under, make sure the jack stand can sit against the car. And if it's at a height that you like, take the lever out of the pump, put it in the release, turn it slowly. And now you've got the car sitting against the jack stand. If it makes you feel comfortable, you can leave the jack with the jack stand, but you should never have the jack only supporting the car. You must always have a jack stand with the jack. We're on the other side of the car now. We'll just be doing the same thing really quick, making sure it's lined up, lifting it up, putting the jack stand under. You see we have the car in the air now with enough clearance to get under if we want to do work under the engine. Again, you need to have both jack stands supporting the car. You can't have just the jack on one side and the jack stand on the other, because if you're on the side that the jack is on and the jack fails, you're going to have a real hard time getting out. Okay. Once you're done with what you're doing out of the car, lift the car ever so slightly, release the jack stand, and turn the release slowly. That was ugly.
I think the mine.
Alright, I guess so you gonna start?
I've been recording.
Oh, okay. Alright. Following all these procedures will make sure that every time you get under a car, you will get back out. Also, as you heard from the video, it is advisable that you get a jack from a reputable source. If someone sells you a jack with a warranty, you should not buy that jack. Any jack will last you a lifetime. You just want to make sure that it is a long lifetime. Following the procedure for using a jack is the difference between this and this.
Good as hell.
Thanks for watching and stay safe. That's dumb as hell.